a few points for anybody celebrating the deportation of Novak Djokovic. I think people can see that the types of people celebrating are not the sort of people you necessarily want to be near, people you certainly wouldn't want to have a drink with in the pub. If you're celebrating the deportation of Novak Djokovic and calling him a liar, you best hope that your own past is whiter than white. Certain members of the media don't fall into that category, do they? For example, if you once printed fabricated photos of our troops on the front page of a national newspaper, I don't think you're really in a position to call Novak Djokovic a liar. Secondly, there's people who are celebrating because they say, well, we had to have the vaccine, the rules apply to us, why shouldn't they apply to Novak? This works to a point, but of course it just means that you're prepared to accept any level of tyranny as long as it happens to everybody. So if someone comes to your door tomorrow and says they're taking your car or your bank accounts or your right to own a home, is that okay? That level of tyranny, as long as it happens to everybody. Where does it end? Where do you stop accepting things as long as it's equally hard for everybody else? As long as everyone's suffering equally, is that something to celebrate in your book? Because that makes your book very small indeed. And finally, you should think about something much bigger than yourself. That will be hard for the selfish lefties. The bigger picture is this is a precedent. Novak Djokovic will be deported on the basis of good order, and that him staying in country may risk or cost public order, and that he may increase anti-vaccine sentiment in the country. First up, Novak Djokovic is not an anti-vaxxer. He didn't even disclose his vaccine status until he was forced, at border force, by someone probably threatening him with a cavity search. But if good order offences and the possibility of disrupting good order is enough to deport someone or not to give them a visa, then other people better watch out. If you disagree with the government, it means that you can be refused a visa on the basis of future good order offences that might occur. And if you need some precedent for that, look no further than the British government, who didn't allow a journalist into this country, the UK, on the basis of future hate speech, as yet unsaid, that might upset local communities. That's the precedent you're celebrating if you're celebrating the deportation of Novak Djokovic. I think it's a horrendous mistake. I feel terrible sympathy for Novak Djokovic, and I celebrate and applaud him and the people of Serbia for standing firm behind at least one international athlete who has a spine and some semblance of moral courage.